Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, the 8th day of April. Here we go. Today, a halacha about, let's go back to the beginning and understand why it is that we don't take haircuts during Chol HaMoed, this time that we're in right now, and also why we don't wash our clothing and things like that during Chol HaMoed, and it will lead us to an important understanding of some basic laws that you might need to know right now in the middle of Chol HaMoed. The rabbis felt that if the people were allowed to take haircuts during Chol HaMoed, look what would happen. One of the things that people would do on a busy day like Erev Pesach is they'd say, oh my gosh, I'm so busy today, I have to burn the chametz, I have to prepare for the Seder, I have to grind the maror and all that kind of stuff, and I just have no time to take care of my haircut or shave. I'll just take care of that during Chol HaMoed when things will be a little bit quieter. Same thing with laundry. A lot of people would say, oh my gosh, there's so much to do on Erev Pesach, and there's a whole pile of laundry that didn't get done, but I'll just take care of that during the quiet time of Chol HaMoed. And people would, if left to these devices, they would just arrange that most kinds of things like laundry and haircuts and shaves and things like that would all be pushed off into Chol HaMoed, and the first days of Yom Tov people would just kind of walk around not fully prepared and not fully looking proper for the holiness of Yom Tov because they just pushed that kind of stuff off into Chol HaMoed. And therefore the rabbis said you have to take care of this stuff before Yom Tov so that everyone will look good for Yom Tov and be all prepared, or you will not be allowed to take care of it during Chol HaMoed. That's the law. Because that's the law, you might think it would never affect you, because the only time that a law like this would turn around and say something that would speak to us would be, let's say, a guy who arrives, gets out of prison on 5 minutes before Yom Tov on Pesach, and says, well, I had no time to take a haircut or do laundry because they just let me out of prison 5 minutes ago. He would go into Yom Tov not washed and not properly haircutted and everything, and then on Chol HaMoed he would certainly be allowed to take that haircut and prepare some laundry because he had no chance, it wasn't even his fault, he had no chance to take care of it before Yom Tov. So the law that we've just explained would, have a nafka mina, we call it. It would mean it would have some application to a guy who just, let's say, arrived from a distant journey, from being caught, from being in the desert, being in prison, and just had no time to prepare anything before Yom Tov. But does that law speak to you and I? And believe it or not, it does, in situations like this. Let's say you did prepare everything properly before Yom Tov. You washed all of your laundry. You did all your haircuts. You prepared everything properly. And then in the middle of Chol HaMoed, right now, where you are right now, you find out that something messed up. Like, for example, you were overrun by guests in the middle of Yom Tov, and all the clean linen that you had prepared all got used up, and there are more guests arriving for the last 2 days of Yom Tov. What do you do now? Well, according to the halacha, as we've just explained it, you will be allowed to wash that linen if you need some fresh linen for your guests for the last days of Yom Tov, because you didn't violate any of what we laid out at the beginning of this halacha. You did everything properly, and then just more guests arrived. Or you washed all of your laundry, and then some horrible thing made all of your clothing get dirty, and you just have to, for whatever reason that was out of your control, prepare for more fresh laundry for the last days of Yom Tov. Then in situations like that, as it applies right now, you would be allowed to go take care of a little bit of laundry or something if it's a need that you had prepared but just needs some extra special care right now. Then you would be allowed to take care of that right now in the middle of Chol HaMoed if this situation happens to you. Thanks for logging on, and go take care of the linen if you have to, and log on again tomorrow for more. Have a good Moed. Bye-bye.